Thank you for clicking the link. Thank you for filling out the form. Let me explain to you a little bit more in detail what we're going to be talking about. First of all, my name is Alberto Garcia. I am the co-founder, co-owner, whatever you want to call me, of Muller Properties. Muller Properties is my mom's company that initiated here in the Riviera Maya back in 1996. Muller Properties has been involved with the developments and the sales and the construction of virtually almost the entire Riviera Maya since the beginning of time when they started developing the Riviera Maya. And it was again founded by Lilia Martha. Who I am doesn't matter as much as who I have partnered with, which is your fellow Canadians that have also invested here in the Riviera Maya, that also have investments in Canada, that have come down here to the Riviera Maya to not only escape the cold winters in Canada, but also see the future of their investments grow and be a part of the culture and the lifestyle that we represent down here in the Riviera Maya. I myself as well, my favorite quote or joke to say all the time is, I like that if you ever seen in the 80s, there was a commercial that was the Hair Club for Men. I can see that the Hair Club for Men didn't work for me. The Hair Club for Men, this commercial talked about this guy, Alex. He was a CEO, and in that commercial, he would say, I'm not only the president of the Hair Club for Men, I'm also a member of the Hair Club for Men. What I mean by that is I don't only just sell real estate in the Riviera Maya, I also own many investments here in the Riviera Maya, and I believe in the locations that are here. What this webinar is going to talk about is we're going to talk about how you, as the foreign investor, can invest in Mexico just like we did. How you can have a safe bridge to cross to understand all the ins and the outs on who to invest with, how to invest, and why to invest in certain locations. We're going to share with you the insider tips and tricks on who is the up-and-coming developer, who is the trusted developer, who's been registered with Profeco. What is Profeco? It's the Better Business Bureau of Mexico. Which developers have registered their contracts with them and why that even matters. How you can buy through Mexico in the restricted zone, which is anywhere 50 kilometers from the ocean or 100 kilometers from any bordering country, is through a fideicomiso. Understand that fideicomiso is prepared through what's called a notary, and who a notary is. And a notary is not the same notary that you and I know back in the States or in Canada. That's just somebody that goes to the post office, fills out a form to legally be able to stamp and authenticate documentation by verifying people have the right IDs. Now, these attorneys in Mexico are notaries. These are people that have gone to university, have graduated university with a law degree, and have applied to become notaries in the Riviera Maya. So it's not just someone that goes to a post office. These are legal representation that will be taking care of all of your documentation. We're going to help you understand which developers are the best developers to work with, which resales have the best value, which ones are being sold below market value, which ones are outside of the market value, and why one is better than the other, which developers are going to deliver, which ones have not delivered, why they haven't delivered. We're going to tell you everything you need to know to make a small or large, wise investment in real estate in the Riviera Maya. We have investments that have given 15%, 6%. I even have some investments that have given over 80% return on their investment in the past 2 years. This is not hearsay. This is not someone that I heard someone else talk about in the past or the future. This is documented real estate in the Riviera Maya, in Playa del Carmen. The project started at $45,000 for the piece of land. Now they're being sold for $90,000 within 18 months. That's real, documented, and it's not the future investment that's going to happen. It's actually what's happening right now. We're going to give you the tips and the tricks on who those developers are and how to make the most of your money possible. Get your way out of taxes, out of the United States and also Canada, and get that money out of the grip of where you're at and invest it somewhere where you're going to get twofold, threefold, fourfold in your money and your return. I want you to fill out the form, register for the seminar, the webinar. It's going to be on May 29th at 7 p.m. Sign up if you want to make good money. If you don't, I'll see you from the rich side.